All right. Here it is, week number 2. USA versus Britain. This is like the War of Independence all over. 1776. Come again. ChronoJJ, that's me, versus Shadowfaxx. That's him. And he's pretty good. Game 1, which is my home map, I've already picked. It's Team Migration. So we'll see what happens. I kind of have a plan. The problem is I don't think the plan works super well against Greek. And I think he'll play Greek. So I kind of ran through a couple things yesterday with against Ryfang. He was Greek, and it wasn't working as well as I thought, but I'd already picked the map and announced it, so I gotta stick with it. So yeah, if he goes Zeus, it's gonna be kind of tough. But he's pretty good, obviously. He's better than me. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's get on to the game here. He picks game 2, and game 3 is Medit, which kind of stinks, but such is life. All right, I'm gonna hide the chat because I shouldn't be able to see that. And let's go. Me versus Shadowfaxx. And oh, okay. Let me make sure. Alrighty. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope I picked Ra. I think I did. Oh, Odin. That's not what I anticipated. I should have some chickens somewhere. I just need to find where they're at. I actually think Odin is not a great choice. Anyway, time to focus. Alright, there's my food. I like team migration. It's fun to play non-standard maps. Ooh. In Idle Town Center time, like always. That kind of saves me for my food situation.
In which?
Grig, Ak, EU refer.
Enito.
Inito, Ak, EU refer. Ak,
Into you. Gary. Jirej.
Inage ro en yawet.
in which,
Enti ro en yawet. In which. Enti.
Great spot for a dock.
Grig,
Into you.
Grig, UI air.
I have a plan.
Into you.
Will it be good? I don't know.
Gary.
I think it'll work against. I'm actually surprised he went Norse. I think Zeus is really good on this map, and he can play Zeus. And this fish, though.
In which,
Gary.
Grig, Tayo, UI air. Ak, EU
Gary.
refer.
In which?
In which, Tayo,
Enito.
Inage erect.
Inito, Tayo, UI air.
In which?
Enti ro erect.
Grig, EU refer. UI air. Tayo, UI air. Tayo,
Inage erect. In wedge. Erect. Inage erect. UER.
Mm.
Inito, in which, UI air. EU refer.
Entio. In wedge. UER. Entio.
In which, EU refer.
Enito. Ayo refer.
Baya,
Inage erect. In wedge.
Grig. Ayo refer.
Okay.
Gereg.
Inito, Baya,
Entio ER. Gereg.
Interesting to go Heimdall.
In which?
Inito, Ak,
Gary.
Grig, EU refer.
Entio in wedge.
UI air. Tayo, Ak,
In wedge. Inage erect.
In a jirek.
Inito, UI air.
In wedge. You
And
erect.
Tayo.
In wedge.
Very interesting Heimdall choice.
In wedge. UER. You refer. You refer. Inage erect.
Inito, Ak,
Gary.
Inage erect.
EU
Gary.
refer. Inito,
Gary.
Inage erect.
Jirej.
Grig. Ayo
Gary.
refer.
Tayo. Tayo.
Okay, sweet.
Enito. Greek. Are you refer?
Entio. Entio.
Into
Entio.
Greek. I air.
Ah, shoot.
Entio. Io refer.
UAE.
Ato.
Jirej. In wedge and UAE.
Entio.
Gary. AUFR.
Gerek.
Into
Init. Erek.
into
Gerek. In wedge. Yawet. Io refer.
into
In wedge.
Shoot. Oh, no.
And UAE.
into
Greek. Refer.
Gary. AUFR.
In a Jirek.
In which you are air.
Gary. Into Gary. ER.
In UAE.
Come on.
And into air.
In wedge.
Greek. You refer. Aya Iatu.
And
In wedge.
Yeah,
Gary.
Jirek.
Into
I think we're gonna be good.
Jirek. UAE.
Greek. Are you refer?
Greek. Aya Tawi. Benito. Aya Iatu.
Gary. And into ER.
Entio. Ayu.
Jirej. Erifir.
Greek.
In fact, I don't think I need it.
Hayo. In wedge. Hayo.
Into air.
And Hayo.
Into ER. Into ER.
Greek. You refer.
Okay, this is gonna work.
Greek. Greek. You
But
refer.
as long as I don't I fish there.
And wedge.
Gerek. Gerek. Io refer. Io refer.
Into Gary. ER.
In wedge. Ak. Erifir.
Into at you.
Io wedge.
And I air. Are you refer?
And wedge. And at you.
Okay.
Gerek. Ayu. In Yawet.
Into
Enito.
into into
Oh, how many transport ships do I need here?
into into
In wedge. Hayo.
In Tayu.
Init. Erek. UER.
and wedge.
Enito. Are you refer? You I air.
Gary and wedge. And wedge.
You refer.
And EU into
Hayo.
into UER EU Gary
Gerek. Ayu.
into
Greek I air.
Gerek. Ro. In Yawet. UER.
Enito. Refer. Are you I air?
Jirej.
into you UEL.
Gerek tayu. Ak.
Finito.
Gerek UEL. Anyway.
And
Tayo. UIL.
Anyway. Into you.
Should probably build a little something something over here in case.
In wedge.
Finito. UIL.
But I think I'm pretty good here.
Into you.
Up. Tayo.
Into you. Gerek.
Antioch. Erifir.
Gerek. Into you.
Finito.
Gerek you. Irifer.
Into you. Anyway.
Alright.
Into you.
Finito.
Gerek
NUIL.
you.
Refer. Finito.
Greek
Into you. Into you.
Finito. Greg.
Absolutely path blocking this.
Greg. Finito.
He's killing a lot of my bills. That's okay.
Greg. Finito. Up.
Into you.
Shoot, they killed that too. That's not good.
Into you.
Greek
Anyway.
Into repair. Greek UIR. Greek IR. And IU repair.
Gerek.
And Greek IR. Greek UIR.
Alright.
Into you. At you.
Into you.
Inage erect. Yawet.
Direct. Tayo.
And UIR. Greek
Gerek you.
and IR. Into IR.
In wedge.
Gerek.
Greek UIR.
Okay.
And Tayo. Greek
Gerek.
and Reach.
At you.
Tayo.
Anyway. Into you.
Inito.
Into you. In Yawet.
Okay, sell more resources. This back.
Greek
Gerek.
UIR.
Gerek.
Inage erect. Tayu.
UAE. Antioch.
In wedge.
Greek IR.
Into you. Into you.
See, he just has no pop.
Greek
That's why I do it this way.
Greek IU repair.
So that's the whole point of this strat, is like a town center, a greedy town center grab kind of a deal, where it's gonna be 4-1 pop now. And yeah, he's on my fish a little bit. I just have so much fish, it doesn't really matter.
Into you. Into you. Into you. Into you.
Inito. Air.
Into you.
And
Into you. Into you. Into you.
Five to 1 town centers.
Ring,
and weak.
Image erect.
ring up. Ring fire. Ring you repair. Any you repair.
Any air.
In wedge erect. Irrefer. Into you. In you wedge. Into you.
Briefly scary.
Go into you.
Enrich. Tayo.
In wedge. Into you.
I do need to age up though.
Into you. Into you.
Ring fire.
Into you. In
Tayo air.
Tayo.
Should probably get on that gold mine with some more builds though. Probably should have done that a long time ago, actually.
Ring. You are here.
Into you. Into you.
Greek. Tayo.
You know?
Ring in which you refer.
Enito. Tayo.
Into you. Into you. Into you. Image erect. In wedge.
In which you are here. Up.
Okay, where's my transport chips?
Into you.
Age up. The most inefficient.
Tayo.
In which.
Into you.
In which. Up. You
Ah, shoot.
refer. In which.
Irrefer. In wedge.
Enito.
In wedge. UER. UER. Yeah, at you.
Tayo air.
Irrefer.
Inito. Tayo refer. Inito. Air. Baya.
Into you.
He's playing this pretty well now.
Tayo.
Yeah, at you.
Tayo repair.
Inito. Aya iyatu. Ring. In which. Iyatu. You refer. Ring. Air.
In wedge. At you. Into you. Yawit. In wedge.
In you refer. Ring. Iyatu.
In wedge.
In which.
Into you. Into you.
Ring. Tayo. In Aya iyatu.
Yeah, at you. In wedge. Into
Don't
you.
shoot at that thing.
Into you. UER. In wedge. Yawit. At you.
In Aya iyatu.
Into you. At you. In wedge.
Inito iyatu. Aya. you refer up. In which
You refer. Enito. I you refer. You
finito you refer.
Okay, alright. Let's delete all my extra boats.
Into you. Into you.
Enito. And which I am.
And he's still down. Tons of town centers to none.
Gaio.
Finito
Enito.
Okay.
Grig
That ended up being closer than I thought it would be.
And which I you refer.
in which
I will admit.
Into you. Into you. In which.
Greek. I you refer. I you refer.
Into you. Into you. Into you. EU refer. Into you.
into Grig up Grig you refer.
These are too far away.
At you. Into you. Into you.
Grig Tayo finito refer.
Into you.
I you refer. I you refer. Tayo.
Alright. Enough of this nonsense.
Greek. I you refer.
I let this go on way long enough. Okay,
I air you refer. You I
that's not what I want.
Into you.
finito Grig in which
Into you.
in
Into you. Into you.
Grig
I you refer. I you refer.
Into you. Into you. Into you.
finito you refer.
I you refer. I you refer.
Into you. In which. Into you.
Dang, what happened down here? Oh, shoot.
Into you.
Grig
Erifir.
NU refer.
Green fire.
Green IR. IU
Green
repair.
repair. Tayo.
Tayo IR.
Into you. Ear at you. Into you.
Oh, I almost accidentally resigned.
Inito. IR.
Into you.
Inito. UIR.
Image direct. Image direct. Garrett.
Enito. Anwin.
Garrett.
Anwin. UIR. Tayo.
Garrett. Garrett. Into you.
Okay.
Garrett.
Okay.
Into you.
Oh man, that was probably closer than it needed to be. Oh man. Oh, look at that. Oh man, that was a lot closer than probably what it should have been, given the civ difference. I think the problem is, yeah. I don't know why I didn't. Like the main thing I did was wrong, was that I kept chopping wood, even though I had this secure gold mine back here. Like if I sent like all of my 30 villagers here that were chopping gold, I mean not 30, but maybe sent 20 of them down here, I'd be fine. I'd be able to age up a lot sooner. Also, if I would have noticed that this was in water range sooner, that would have been better. But hey, a sloppy win, still a win. Maybe cheap, but it's still a win. When you're old like me, you gotta find ways to win that maybe aren't so deserving. All right, let's see. We'll hit resume. Kill loss, his kill death ratio is really good. He upgraded his units a lot faster than I did. Yeah. I probably should have like rated his fishing ships a little bit more, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, let's take a look at the chat. Easy 2-0. 5-1. Yeah, I needed more on gold. Like that was the big thing here. Thanks for the good comments. I'm sure everybody, if you don't know, Boyd is casting, which would probably provide a little bit better of a watch. So go over to I am Boyd. But anyway, let's move on to game number 2. So now I have to win a game on a real map here. Lend my AoM robot. Yeah, I might need it. I mean, because obviously he's better than I am. So yeah, I think he might have ran out of complete resources on the base or on the main island there. But yeah, I don't know why I made it so hard for myself. All I needed to do to make it so much easier was to send like 20 vills from my mainland over to that gold mine. like after I started building forward. But I kind of thought I was just gonna win easy once I was up 5-1 town center. But he did a good job of fighting back. Oh man. That's why I like these special maps though. They're wild. Oh, Ghost Lake. Whew. Alright. Well, time to win. Normal. Oh, let me get this off the screen here. Poseidon versus Ra on Ghost Lake. Ooh. That is a lot of boar.
Greek, no.
Almost makes me want to go Bast. You know? The one town center Bast can do some stuff. I just want to know if this is going to be a 2 elk spawn or a 1.
Grig. Grig. Inito. Baya. Enwich. Grig.
Okay, it's 2 elk spawn. I think that's better for me than it is for him. If I would have built my granary smarter, I would have only needed to build 1. I guess it's still probably close.
No. Grig, no. Grig, Grig, Baya. Grig. Tayo. UIR. Grig.
It's a nice spawn for me. I mean, the wood, all the extra food helps him too. I think I'm gonna go Bast, which is the best chance against Poseidon. And I'll still have to play out of my mind, but I managed to get all the drop-offs pretty well with my priest. So what I've been doing, I've been empowering the priest in between drop-offs, and then quick drop empowering while my units are dropping off.
Grig, no. Enwich, no. Grig, Enwich. Inito. Enwich.
No, I need you down there still.
Inito.
Greek.
In which
Enito.
Greek you refer? Baya.
Enito.
Inito.
If he sees my double monument,
In which no aya you refer? Greek you refer? No. Inito refer? You refer? No. In which Inito baya. Inito air. Up. You air.
Jirej.
In which no. Greek.
Erifir. Hayo.
Inito.
In which? Erifir.
okay, built a settlement.
Enito. Greek. UIR.
Antio.
Enito. Enito. refer.
I'll be able to get on this ville. Oh.
Enito.
Not forget all my houses. Bill that's low health is running up here.
Enito. UIR.
Probably one more.
Greek.
Where did my other Sphinx go? Did I lose him? Shoot. Didn't I?
UIR. Greek. Enito. UIR.
That is not good that I lost the other one.
Antio. Hayo. Erifir.
Enito. Tayo. Greek. UIR.
Jirej. Hak. Antio.
Greek.
Antio. Erifir.
which you refer.
I can hop him over the wall here.
Antio, Iatio,
Greek,
EU refer.
Image erect. Thy
Into UIR.
Greek,
NUIR. Up.
in which
Gerek. Thy you.
Did a good job of walling off though.
in UAE, in which Iatio, in Erifir,
in
And which
Antio, in which UAE,
and I refer.
Don't know if I've done enough damage.
Gerek. You refer.
Antio, Erifir,
Greek. Tayo.
And you refer.
Hinito.
Gerek. UER.
Girej, Erifir, in which Erifir,
NUIR.
In Abea. N-U-E-R. Gerek.
Girej, Ak,
And which into you. EU refer. EU-E-R. EU refer.
And I am.
Hinito. Tayo. UIR.
Antio,
Gerek. Thy Union in erect.
NUIR.
Gerek. E-R. Into you.
Oh, I don't want that as my.
EU refer. U-E-R.
Hinito. Hinito. UIR.
U-E-R. In you refer. In which Union N-U-E-R. Gerek. Thy you.
And Tayo. Tayo.
In which EU refer. In which U-E-R. Into you. In which in which U-E-R. EU refer. EU refer. Into you. EU refer. Into you. EU refer. Into you. EU refer. In which Union direct. Gerek. Into you. In
In wet.
Into Naya in shred.
Gerek. Into you. Ia at AUF. Enwich.
Come on, get to town center.
Enwich. Ia at Gerek. Ia at you.
Elegire.
Enito.
Into you. EU into EU Enwich. Into you. UEL. Into you. Into you. Ia at you. Into you.
Stop shooting farms.
Into you. Ia at you.
And UAE. UAE.
Into you. Refer. Ia at you.
Elegire. UAE.
And into you. Into you. Gerek. EU. Into you. At you. Into you. At you. Into you. Gerek. Gerek. Into you. Into you. Into you. And into you.
Grego Iatawit.
Gerek. Into
I don't know if this is quite gonna work. I needed to not lose my Avenger.
UAE. UAE.
Losing my Avenger was pretty bad.
You refer. Grego refer.
And you. Into you. And into you.
Great
Into you.
Enito. Refer.
Into you. Into you.
Grego refer. UIR. Inito. Enwich. Inito.
Enwich. Ia at you. Into you. Into you. Gerek. Into you. Into you.
Here sooner.
Into you. Into you. Ia at Gerek. Into you. UER. Into you. Into you. Enwich. UER. Gerek. Into you. Gerek. Into you. Gerek. EU. UER. EU.
Juke.
UER. EU. Refer.
Ayo. UIR.
Gerek. Into you. Into you. Into you. Into you. Into you.
And great. Ayo.
Gerek. EU.
I don't know if it's worth it to cast rain now. I'm gonna.
Into you. Into you. Into you. Into you. Enwich. Into you. Enwich. Into you. Into you. Into you. UER. Into you. UER. Into you. Into you. Into you. UER.
Enwich.
Oh.
Inito.
Enwich. Into you. Into you. Into you. Into you. Into you. Gerek. At you. Into you. Enwich. Gerek. Into you.
Enwich refer.
Ayo. Ayo. Refer.
Gerek. Into you. Into you. EU refer. And into you. Into you. Into you.
And which.
And into you. Into you. Gerek. Into you. Gerek. Into you. Garrick. Into you.
Are you
Rig
repair?
repair.
Garrick. EU refer.
If I played this a little better, I might have had a chance.
In which EU refer. Garrick.
Direct UER.
Into you. At you. Garrick. Into you. Into you. UER.
In which?
NUIR.
Into you. Arc.
Garrick. Into you. Into you. Into you. Into you. Into you.
Into UIR. Rig repair.
Into you. At you.
Are you repair?
Garrick. At you. Into you. At you. Into you. Into you.
And we will.
Ah, get the eco ups.
Into you. At you.
Into you. UIR.
Into you.
Into you.
Rig UIR.
Yeah.
Into you.
UIR.
Into you.
These lions.
Great. UIR. In which? Yeah, at you.
Garrick. Here at you.
Yeah, at you.
Into you. Here at you. Garrick. At you.
Yeah,
Which?
at you. Into you.
In which?
Dang it.
Great. Great. Are you repair? Dio.
Into you. EU refer. At you.
UER. Direct. You repair.
In UAE.
Direct. You repair.
EU refer.
Rig
And
IIR.
you.
Rig Tayo.
Great.
Rig
Repair.
IIR.
In which? Are you repair?
Rig
UER. Into you.
Tayo.
Into you. At you.
Great.
Go into you. UEL. NUEL.
Into you.
Garrick. At you. At you. Garrick. At you. At you.
Into you. Into you.
Apro IIR.
Into you. At you.
Tayo.
In which.
Tayo. Up.
Garrick.
Rig UIR. Rig
And
UIR.
are you repair?
Rig repair.
Oh, I don't have any of these. I had a chance here. A reasonable chance.
N which UIR green
Man, this guy just tanks so much damage. Reasonable chance. Just a... needed to do a little more damage early. I probably could have grabbed his on center too. I don't think I can stop this. Alright, alright, alright. We're gonna have to move on to Medit. I had a shot. A little bit better. This town center shouldn't have gone up. Like, I think my siege, like, went and sat beside it when they could have attacked it. So maybe if I keep that one down. Like, I just didn't do enough damage with, like, Locust and the units and stuff. Like, the one town center play works okay. It's just, I need to do more damage to his economy. And my trade route, I probably needed to start sooner. Maybe an earlier reign. More damage to the economy. Trade route was not so good. It was the short way. Chances. Kill death was good. I mean, my kill death should be about better than his because I need it to be better. But I feel like I probably could have done a little bit more of like a push here. Like the big thing was losing the Avenger and losing a Sphinx. If I have 2 Avenger for my Eclipse here, I can maybe kill a ton of his cavalry because Eclipsed Avengers are bonkers strong. And I even add the relic that makes them use their special attack faster, which is crazy good. So yeah, I mean, just something as small as that, like not losing my Avenger and making another one would help. Let's see. Laser Croc, it is a fun one. Spent too much and fly away. But he played well. I mean, I'm not going to take it away from him. I mean, I would have had to play a lot better. Okay, so Game 3's on Medit. I feel 0 confidence in my Ra on Medit. My Ra is terrible on water because my water micro sucks. Easiest way to cheese a victory, potentially on Medit, is Kronos. But Kronos doesn't do well against Zoo. Go Ra? Kronos? Well, rain doesn't. You can't. The rain has been fixed. I just don't know if I can beat him with Ra. And he's a vanilla player. Primarily. Originally. We'll go Kronos here. And I've practiced just a tad with Kronos. So the way you can cheese, Kronos v Thor. I think that's a good matchup for me. I like that matchup. Ooh, and he's using the mine right away. That's blocked with the pigs. Oh, come on, hit the thing. Haha. Not even a shot off on that. Guess maybe I should have checked to see if he had two. I was building two. Did I have a ton of idle town center time? That's huge. I did, didn't I? Yeah, look at all these resources I'm floating. I should have checked to see if he had two before I deconstructed that one. Because if he has built two docks, like I thought of that. Like I was thinking of doing that as I was coming over. But wow, I really jacked myself up with idle town center time. Like that's why I went from both sides here, just to see. Yeah, I'm gonna be like 15 seconds late too. Can't make mistakes like that. Like if he has two docks, like he can't make any. He can't make any fishing ships for a while. Wish I knew where his gold was.
lost. Burek. Porofas. Yuji. Porofas. Skopos. Skopos. Yuji. Temasmake. Burek. Porofas. Temasmake. Hedge lost. Yuji. Burek. Porofas. Yuji. Skopos. Yuji. Burek. Temasmake. Yuji. Skopos. Burek. Hedges. Skopos. Burek. Yuji. Skopos. Yuji. Burek. Skopos.
Skopos? Osto.
Burek.
Herr Joes? Bur Eschnost. Skopos? Mos intem. Bur Eschnost.
Skopos.
Herr Joes? Herr Joes? Herr Joes? Mos intem. Bur Eschnost.
Skopos. Yuji. Burek. Yuji.
Mos intem. Skopos? Yuji?
This is the curse of
Skopos?
Yuji.
Bur Mos intem. Skopos? Eschnost.
Burek. Yuji. Skopos.
Bur Mos intem.
Yuji.
Mos intem. Skopos? Mos intem.
Yuji. Burek. Skopos. Yuji.
Burek. Eschnost.
Herr Jos Intum.
Burek. Herr Mos intem.
Yuji.
oh, deleting votes. Okay, that's pretty good.
Yuji. Skopos.
I think now the only thing I can
Yuji. Herr Joes?
lose, I mean, there's more ways than I can lose.
Burek.
Just one.
Burek. Mos intem.
Herr Jos Yuji. Eschlos Intum.
Yuji.
Burek. Herr Jos. Burek. Herr Jos. Skopos. Herr Jos Yuji. Burek. Skopos. Burek. Skopos. Burek.
Oh, build.
Skopos? Yuji? Herr Joes?
Burek.
Okay.
Skoposo. Mos Intum. Burek. Mos Intum. Skopos. Eschlos. Mos Intum.
Burek. Yuji? Mos intem. Herr Joes?
Burek.
Jeez, my food should start rolling in quick though.
Yuji, Mak, Mak.
These raiding cavalry keep getting killed too. Like, as long as I keep him from docking, I should be okay.
Yuji, Osto.
Need to get this town center.
Burek, Mak, Osto. Yuji, Osto.
It's making it so it's gonna be really tough for him. To and he keeps losing raiding cavalry.
Osto, Joes, Mak, Mak, Burek, Eschlost. Yuji, Mos Inter. Skopos.
Once I get that. Okay, that's good. I'll go get this town center.
Yuji. Herr Joes. Osto. Skopos. Mak. Herr Joes. Skopos. Osto. Mak.
I'm just playing conservative at this point. I don't want to lose to dumb crap. Guess he didn't use forest fire, so that's a kind of a dumb spot to put that. Okay. I'll build, you dummies. Okay.
Burek, Yuji, Osto. Yuji, Mos Intem. Burek.
Versus. Don't use chaos until there's
Burek.
fire giant or frost giants. That's what he's wanting me to do. I will not fall for that.
mos intem.
Skopos, Yuji.
Skopos. Burek. Schloss. Schloss. Mat. Schloss.
Burek, lost.
Yuji. Mat. E porofras.
Yuji. Yuji.
Skopos.
Burek. Smoke. Skopos. Yuji. Smoke.
Burek, Yuji.
Burek. Tile smoke. Burek. Burek. Schloss. Burek.
Kerjos. Also.
Burek. Skopos.
This fire giant. No, don't come after me.
Mat. Burek. Schloss. Mat.
Skopos. Dios.
Burek. Skopos. Schloss.
I think the only way he wins at this point is a rag.
Skopos. Skopos.
Burek. Diot. Burek. Eschlost. Diot.
Yuji.
Kerjos.
Yuji. Burek. Yuji. Skopos. Burek. Yuji. Skopos. Yuji. E porofra. Tile smoke. Yuji. Skopos. Tile smoke. Smoke. Burek. Skopos. Burek. Schloss. E porofra. Burek. Tile smoke.
What are these vills doing? Preemptive.
Yuji. Schloss. 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 Tile smoke. E porofra. Burek. Schloss. Schloss. Skopos. Burek. Smoke. Yuji. Schloss.
Burek, lost. Yuji.
Ah, shoot. Got this.
Yuji. Burek. Schloss.
Mos, also, lost. Mos, Idiot.
Yuji. Mak. Burek.
Skopos. 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 Burek. Skopos. Skopos. Mat. Yuji.
Kerjoso.
Burek. Burek.
Yuji. Mak. Ostos. Mos intem. Mos intem. Skopos. Yuji.
Yuji.
Skopos. Mat. Skopos. Schloss. Schloss. Burek. Tile smoke.
Skopos. Yuji. Mak.
Kerjoso.
Yuji.
Yuji. Also, Burek. Burek. Mak.
Burek. Skopos. Burek. Skopos. Schloss. Burek. Yuji.
Burek. Osto.
Skopos. Yuji.
Yuji. Burek. Mos intem. Mak.
Skopos.
Burek. Yuji. Mak. Burek. Skopos. Mos intem. Yuji. Schloss.
Yuji. Mat.
Kerjos. Lost. Also, Idiot.
Herjos.
Yuji. Mat.
I think I'll be okay.
Burek.
Skopos.
Yuji.
He didn't kick me off of water.
Yuji. Skopos. Schloss.
I lost a few too many villies that I'm not happy about.
Burek. Skopos. Mos intem. Skopos. Eschlost.
Need to come over here on this gold mine.
Yuji. Skopos. Skopos. Yuji. E porofras. Burek. Skopos. Yuji. Mat.
Skopos, Burek, Eshlos, Burek, Mak.
Skopos, Yuji.
Osto. Diat.
Burek,
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 Is there a hole in here?
Skopos. Ostiat. Herr Jos. Burek. Yuji. Herr Jos.
Kerjoso,
Burek,
Herr Jos. Mos intem.
Yuji.
Haha.
Oso, Oso,
Skopos, Yuji. Eshlos.
Burek. Schwest. Erschlossen. Skopos.
Burek, Mak. Yuji,
Osto.
Yuji.
Skopos,
Skopos,
Burek, Oso, Diat,
Yuji.
Skopos, Skopos,
Burek,
Yuji,
Yuji. Skopos, Eshlos.
Kerjos, Yuji,
Burek,
Skopos. Diat.
Burek,
Kerjos, Lost,
Burek,
Yuji, Mak,
Burek, Eshlos. Burek, Eshlos. Skopos,
Kerjos, Oso, Yuji, Burek, Oso, Skopos,
Herr Jos.
Skopos, Skopos,
Kerjos, Lost, Mak, Mos, Intum,
Skopos, Yuji. Eshlos. Burek,
Burek.
Burek,
Skopos.
Yuji.
Burek.
Burek,
The last gasp there, I think.
Burek, Yuji. Eshlos.
Yuji.
Yuji, Yuji.
Skopos,
Yuji. Yuji. Burek, Burek, Yuji. Yuji, Yuji. Yuji. Yuji.
Skopos.
Burek, Burek, Yuji. 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 Burek,
Skopos. Yuji. Yuji.
Skopos,
Burek, Yuji. Yuji. Burek,
Skopos.
Need to age up.
Skopos,
Burek. Skopos.
Yuji, Intum,
Yuji. Yuji. Eshlos. Yuji.
Yuji, At,
Yuji.
Burek.
Burek, Intum,
Mos intem. Mos intem. Mos intem.
Skopos, Skopos.
Yuji,
Yuji. Erschlossen.
Burek. Eshlos.
Let's see, I can hold this spot.
Mak, Yuji, Skopos, Oso, Mak, Eshlos,
And build this other one.
Yuji.
Or defend the other side.
Mak, Skopos, Oso, Diat,
Skopos. Skopos. Yuji. Eshlos. Skopos. Burek.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Makos, Intum,
Burek. Osto.
Yuji. Skopos. Skopos.
Boom! Yes! The Kronos cheese does it again. And he still got Ragnarok heroes in the back of my base. When in doubt, go Kronos. Oh, man. What cost him were the houses. Oh, I gotta bring it down. Bring it all down to one little thing. Houses. One thing. Houses. Man! I'm going undefeated. All right. Let us update this. Oh, I forgot to update the scorecard here. So he won the second game. I won the third game. Champion League next season, Wiz. You know it. All right. Man. It means absolutely nothing, but it means something. Anyway, let us, over here on my side, update the scorecard here. 2-0 for me. 1-1 for him. Nope. Let's make it simple. 1-1. Boom. And then we can switch Shadowfaxx to me. Put myself at the top of the leaderboard. Put him down in the middle. Switch our flags around. US, just like 1776 and the few years after that. USA reigns supreme. All right, that gives me a +3. And it gives him a +1. So there we have it. Look at the side of the bracket. 2-0. I've beat 2 Brits so far. Odin King in round 1. Shadowfaxx in round 2. Man, who's my next opponent here? Who is my next victim? Hey, Voight with the host. With 115 viewers. Oh, man. Sometimes the old man just stumbles his way to victory, you know? Man. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what the next schedule. Let's look ahead now to the Chaos scheduling group schedule. Next week, week 3, me versus OG Nenny J. Oh man, I gave you some Voight points. All right. Okay, where's my overlay here? Here it is. Oh, I forgot to update the scorecard. Oh man, look at this. It's all messed up. Dang. I thought I had this. Oh, I know what it is. It was supposed to be this, but all right. Well, just for posterity's sake, let us update this. Matt, Quinta, here's my opinion on that, all right? I don't need to do any talking because my play did all the talking for me. All right, so I won Team Migration. I lost on Ghost Lake. And then I won on Medit because my Ra is so bad. And I said to myself, there is no way I can win with my Ra. Let's see, was he Odin the first game? I think he was. Hold on here. After this, maybe we will go through. I had somebody on the old YouTubes request a, and then I need a Poseidon. Just set this up at the top here. And then I need a Kronos. I don't have a Kronos icon, do I? I'll go find one. All right, ChronoJJ versus Shadowfaxx. I don't know why I'm doing this because as soon as I update this, I'm just going to go right into the score here. So whatever. How about this? Getting back to the pros. Oh man, let's go back. I've had people ask in the past, can I go back over the recorded games after the series? Sure. Let's do that instead. So let's get out of this. Let's go to my tourney game here. Hello, by the way. Hello. Hello. Well, here's the thing, kiddo. 19. Here's the thing. Is that I've played long enough that I have a certain level of skill that I'll kind of always be at. Which isn't super high. But like what fails for me are mechanics. My mechanics go out the window. I still know how to play. It's just mechanics are just crap. But that's good enough to kind of stumble your way to victory sometimes. Where as long as you have enough, I mean, the foundation is there. And as long as you have enough of a foundation, you can get by with that. But anyway, so going into game 1. Team Migration. Some people may hate this map. Some people may hate this map. I like this map. This map is fun. This is fun map. I mean, look at my Pharaoh there. He's just standing there in the middle, just like figuring out what to do. But anyway, Team Migration. So I was really afraid when I told him. So let's back up. Back the truck up. Boop, boop, boop. In order to pick a substandard map, you've got to declare the map ahead of time. So he knew this was coming, which I think that was a rule that me and Boyd put together that we thought was a good rule. Is like we like these kind of alternate maps. The problem, though, is that we don't want players or didn't want players the opportunity to show up at game time and then say, we're playing River Styx. And the opponent's like, the river what? So the rule is, in order to pick a non-standard map, is that you got to declare it ahead of time. So that's why we did it that way. And for me, after playing this game for off and on for 15 years, I'm like, you know what, for my home maps, I like to play non-standard maps. Because A, they're more fun. B, I don't really want to play the same 12 maps for another year. And then C, sometimes players that are good just aren't quite as good on these non-standard maps because the meta just isn't quite in place. You know, it's kind of like you got to throw something together kind of a thing. And personally, at this point, my best gameplay works in chaotic games because my mechanics are pretty bad. So in order for me to compete, I have to play in such a way to some extent that I'm going to make the other player play bad too. Because if the other player plays good and I play good, well, my good isn't that great anymore. So this map, Boyd is my number one fanboy. This map I like. It really kind of spawns pretty much the same most of the time. Sometimes this middle island can be super thin, where like everything is in tower range. It kind of depends on where the islands that you spawn on spawn. So if it spawns in the corner like it did here, we get a fat one. If it spawns along the side, being the starting island, then the middle island is a lot thinner. For me, going into this map, I wanted a island spawn that was long and thin, because that makes the trade route better, because you could actually get an island that goes from about here all the way down to here. When it's the triangular spawn, they don't quite work as well. But yeah, so my whole plan, and we can fast forward this, is when I picked this though, I was really worried that he would go Zeus, because I think Zeus is really good on this map, because you get Bolt, you get Ceasefire, you get Underworld, and you also get Colossus, which are super good. I mean, all four of those. I mean, Bolt, Underworld, Ceasefire are super strong. but especially Underworld on this map. But anyway, the first part is pretty basic. I'm just doing a huge fish boom, blah, 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 blah. And he went Heimdall, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure what his Heimdall play or idea was. Thought that was a little bit goofy from him, but that's okay. So my goal was to get him to build on the mainland. I want him to do that. In fact, I wanted him to see my temple. And that's why I also built the barracks here, is I had no intention of using these. I just wanted him to think that I was going to be fighting for the mainland. That was my goal. Because if he makes his units on the mainland, then my later strategy, which is just a shift on his base, will work completely and utterly well. So that's what I did. And I was kind of hoping he would see my base sooner. And he did, but it was a little bit later than what I kind of hoped. Because I wanted him to like go all out on here. Sigma? When people come in my house and act a fool? No, he's in timeout. Maybe someday if he apologizes or something. But nope, all positivity here. This stream is my house. Right here. But anyway, so as soon as I saw his army here, I was like, I know this strat is going to work. Because there's no way he's going to have enough to defend. So in the meantime, what I'm doing is I'm pumping out some units. I probably didn't even need to make these because he was up here with his army. But it was just to ensure that I would be able to do okay. So what I got going on here, I got this villager. I'm going to shift my Scarab and villagers and army over and come down on his island. I'm aiming at about a 9-minute advance. Now here's the problem is, well, it actually wasn't a problem. He killed my temple here, and I really needed that Scarab, so I had to panic build it with like 10 vills, but I got it. Then I gotta wait for my second Scarab, which it's coming. And I was a little worried that when I gave him my transport ship was in his line of sight. I was a little scared that would mean he would come back. But I felt pretty confident that this strategy is kind of goofy. I also housed myself too, because he killed my houses here. So I'm really housed, and I wanted to have more units, but I'm housed. So 9 minutes is about my age up time. Now here comes the Billy to come in. And boom. Haha! Surprise! In they come. La-da-da. Kill some units. One bad thing is he did get all of his gold mine, that gold mine used up. And now at this point, he actually, I felt, played pretty well beyond this. Like, he did a great job of saving his villagers. Really good job. You should have just put him in the warship there. And probably, if I would have played it a little bit better, I could have come on and gotten control of this a little bit better. But anyway, I did not want him to get this town center here. That was my big goal, because my whole goal of this is I'm setting up a completely inefficient trade route. And I did not, this is what I did not expect. I did not expect the fast tier. And this actually did quite a bit of damage, this fast tier. And he could have killed my town center, except he had this guy down here attacking the wrong crap. But the Citadel, with 3,600 base damage there, is able to hold. This guy's got a ton of hit points, and I don't know if he would have. I think it still would have survived actually if he would have sent it up. And then his other wolf pack actually killed this town center too, so that sucked. Yes, all the woods did get stuck, but yeah, I think you're right, boy. That was my fear when I saw the mountain giant come, is that he was going to attack my mainland. And that was another thing that I was thinking about when I did this strategy, is that if he goes all out and just ignores his base and does a base trade, I think that would work for him in this game. So now that I'm saying that, I probably can't pick this home map again. But yeah, you can't control the woods in the latest patches of the game, both on Steam and on Voobly. But yeah, now here's my problem, is that even though I had this gold mine completely safe, I didn't send enough villagers over to gather on it. So I'm still like selling wood and food for gold. Like I sold so much wood and food for gold when I had this gold mine that I'd be able to get to. And the other thing that he could have done is that getting mythic is really good in this game, because heavy siege ships can generally reach quite a few town centers. I think I was actually lucky and these two are out of siege ship range, but this one's in siege ship range, and maybe that one close. Yeah, at this point, he's got a great economy. That's just no pop room, and that's kind of the whole point of this strategy, is to just choke him out by pop space. And that even though, like, economically I might even be behind because I'm relying on a crappy trade route, and then I have a ton of villagers units put in to like towns into economy, that I don't actually have as big of an army as I could. I thought actually here I was just gonna push through and this was gonna be it right now. Like, I'm really surprised that he held this. I think it's just because he's got really good upgraded units. And I don't have anything. I mean, I don't think I even have a... Oh, I do have some upgrades. But yeah, once I got to this point, I'm like, oh, this is easy win. I'm done. But I think this is when I started running out of resource. Yeah. See, I stopped mining gold. And again, I have like 100 villagers I could just send down on a transport ship and mine from this gold mine. But instead, it's completely out of resources. I can't make the units that I need. I'm at 190 pop. At 190 pop here. But yeah, he fought back better than I thought he would. I mean, he's only at 115 pop. Then again, I mean, if we compare, he's not super far behind in military, because I got got 130 civilian units and he's got 55. I could probably have deleted some, or like gone to mythic age like a lot sooner to get my trade upgrade. And these giants. See, I saw these giants come down, so I knew they were gonna come here. I just didn't have the gold to make heroes. So I'm like, shoot, they're coming. And I don't quite have the gold, but in the end, again, if I think if he maybe sends more army down here, he could potentially take this. Maybe. The problem, though, again, is that he's working at with 115 pop space. So that's that. Then this was just a quick tornado. I wasn't super happy with the tornado. I didn't think it was super great, but so I probably actually could have used it on his town center, which wasn't even upgraded. But I needed to prevent him from getting this town center, because at this point, the only way I can lose is if he grabs his town center. That's the only way. And even then, that's still a little bit iffy. So I just needed to just panic and use that as much as possible. But then it's just a big fight here. And, I mean, we're looking at 100 pop to 190. I mean, there's just no way. at this point. He could have used siege ship sooner to get this down. But yeah, tier Huskarls are good. Once I get my champion units with all their upgrades and crap, things are pretty good. So yeah, at this point, this Mountain Giant is living forever. Look at his axemen running around chasing him. Oh, and there they go. There it finally goes. And I think, yeah, I didn't even notice this until he killed it. The one thing though, 3 pops, so 3, 6, 9, 12. It's costing him 12 pop to take down 20 for me. So it's not exactly a super trade for him. I mean, because 12 pop for him is like half of his army spot. But yeah, now at this point I'm just... Now I have the economy, I just don't have the pop space. He did some nice raids on my fish too, but I was able to bring him back and revive them. Like all of his myth unit raids. But I think this is getting to be about it. And now, like way too late, I should have done this sooner, is I ran all my vills down. So I've sent another shipment or 2 of villagers down here. And yeah, he was! He was completely resource blocked on the island. There's no wood. All he's got is this one tree. He's got 150 food. Oh, nope. 150 wood. Here's another one. And then that's it. So that was game 1. This was mainly just a strategical win. It had nothing to do with like my skill. Is the island trade worth it? I mean, I need it. Because of my gold. I mean, right now it's getting 20. I think at max I was getting like 27, 28. I mean, it's extremely pop inefficient. But when I have 190 pop space and then 210, I need to get gold somehow. But that was my main big mistake, was that I didn't send enough villagers down here just to mine on the gold mine that I had safe anyway. You know, I mean, if I have 2,500 gold here. They're getting, right now they're getting 20. At max, I think it was like 28 or anything like that. But Raptor, you missed it. Sorry, I'm spoiling it. Hold on. Marcelo, man, he couldn't stop me. Can't stop me at all. But yeah, I thought that he played this really well. I think he could have won if he would have attacked my town center. But to not know what strategy I had coming, I mean, that's the one good thing about being set here, is that, or not set, being raw and having shifting sands, is that I can shift and attack kind of anywhere. So it's kind of up to him. Anyway, the second game, I'm not so excited about. Raptor. This is going to be spoilers, Raptor, which I guess you already spoiled. Wouldn't water trade be great? Well, it would be good, but you can't have it in AoM. It was in AoE too. Recorded game number 2. We'll just kind of slide through these pretty quick. So my initial thought at seeing the boar here is that doing a 2-town center Ta just would not be any good. Because not only is it the max starting food that you can get, it's the 6 boar, it did also end up being a two spawn caribou. So I knew that like a Ta would not work. He did a really good job defending. Like, I don't know if I killed any villagers initially. And that's what kind of hurts this strategy for me, is that it relies on Vil kill. Like, I even thought like, oh man, I got her easy, and then nope, she just jumps in. And then the only thing I think I did get this guy, I kind of tricked him. I went around this way and then juked him over here and then just flattened that Vil, and that's about it. And this Sphinx get out with 22 HP. But yeah, you have to be able to do damage more than what I did. And he did a good job of defending it. And then I need to know what happened to this Sphinx, because I thought he was out. Oh, the build block? Oh, that was a good build block there. It allowed Hippolyta to get an extra shot on. That's how it died. Because I clicked him over here and I just looked away. And then later on I looked and I'm like, wait a minute. I only have one Sphinx. And those Sphinx kills are big. Because the Eclipse is a huge push for me. This Tail of Cerberus, minus 25% myth unit special recharge time is pretty solid. And then I got the Golden Lions. 830 is probably a little bit of a slow advance. I should probably be up by 8. And then I've got my rock over here. Again, what did I kill? Just one Vil. Like, I couldn't find anything. Only JJ. I do have my own site. But yeah, the whole way to get 1 town center versus 2 to work is to get a lot of Vil kills. Now here, he's done a good job of splitting his villagers so far. Like, I can't use Locust here because he just insta garrisons them. But I felt like this was going to end up being the best Locust that I'd be able to get. And then I think it ends up netting me some of these guys up here too, maybe. And then he has to cease fire. I'm not sure what the point of the ceasefire was. I think he probably didn't need to use that. Like, in-game when he used that, it's kind of like, huh? But like right now, I need to be like pretty close in villager count, and I'm not. So I was down like 10, 15. Did I make a wrap? No, I didn't. I didn't expect to win. I didn't make one. My thought with these 2 siege towers was like, I was going to go for like a rock drop siege drop with Locust. Did I say Pestilence earlier? With Locust. So I was going to like rock drop like 3 towers on top of a town center and Locust it to make sure it goes down. In the end, I opted not to. Maybe that would have been better. My Horus time was maybe a little slow. I had some kind of clumsy eco management going on. Again, nice walls here. I couldn't get in. I got a nice raid right there. Then raid. He did a good job of blocking it. And then Tornado comes in. I mean, this is kind of the 1 town center all-in deal. Just kills a handful of Vils in his town center. It's a decent use. The problem here, though, is this. Losing my Avenger because I wasn't paying attention, and he did a good job. This is big because the Avenger Eclipsed is so good. But, like, this was a great push for me. But if I have my Avenger here, and I should have made another Avenger instead of a Sphinx, I think I was out of food, so I'm like, dang it, well, a Sphinx is better than nothing. Which is, I guess an Avenger is only like 120 food more. And then I got a little bit caught out here and lost a lot of Sphinx. But like if I had another Avenger, or just one Avenger, and then this town center, I just missed stopping it too. But I think at this point, without having an Avenger push to kill a lot more stuff, like if I can keep this town center down, I'm in a decent spot. But since he has 3 town centers up now, I'm kind of way behind. And it's a pretty late rain too. I mean, he almost gets more benefit of it than I do. But like right here, if we're going to compare villagers, I just haven't done enough damage. I need to be ahead because he's been ahead by so much, and like just economically. He did a good job of mitigating my attacks, and I don't know Wait, how I got this? Oh, I got it up just before. But yeah, I'm just so far behind. It's picking away. And then at this point, it's just kind of, I'll survive for a while. Like, if I could have like delayed this long enough, I maybe would have been okay. I tell you what though, these golden lions, these things were doing some work down on the bottom. Yeah, unupgraded Petrobolus just don't quite do a whole lot. You can see my Pharaoh is all the way over here empowering. I think I fix this later. I wanted to get rid of my Matrius market and actually build it up against the edge. But I was actually pretty close to keeping this up. Because with 3 Petrobolus shooting, I'm pretty sure I repair faster. Which I guess he did make another one. But at this point, I just can't get the town center up. And I'm behind economically, so there's no way I can really come back from here. So he played this game well. Well, I know Horus Spearman is... I didn't have the economy. I mean, Horus Spearman, in order to get them going, require a ton of upgrades. And like right now, I don't have the resources for it. I mean, it's a ton of food. I mean, you gotta get 400 for the spear for greatest of 50. And then it's, what, 100 or 700. It would have been 800 more food to get them all the way up to champion. So I'm talking, you're talking 1,200 food just to upgrades, and then 50 food a unit, and there's no way I was gonna afford that. No, this whole plan is for myth units to win you the game, which he did a good job defending. So yeah, at this point it's just game over. We'll let him get his victory here. Let him get his win. The Avenger is what, 250 food? Let's see. 250 food and 25 favor? 25, yeah. Another thing I should have done sooner. Build this. I didn't get this built soon enough. Like, I could potentially push and hold with, like, a croc spam, too. Like, 4 crocodiles come down here, along with my Eclipse. Yeah, he played well here. I mean, my kill-death ratio is pretty solid, but that's... I mean, he's going to have way more economy. I just needed to close the gap sooner. But he played that pretty well. But anyway. So then we're going in. This was the big game. Here. This is the big game. Is Mediterranean. No, it's not enough. Should have had a third one sooner. 2 isn't enough for Sphinx. You don't really want Sphinx, though. Not a lot. Because your whole goal is to get to... Generally, the best strategy for that is to get an early Mythic. So you don't really want a ton of Sphinx. Because food... I mean, I barely had enough food on the map to make it to Mythic Age. It was enough. We used Dwarven Mind first. But yeah, anyway. So, the way the tournament works is that Game 1 and Game 2 during the regular season are home maps. So I picked T-Migration, he picked Ghost Lake. That's a good map to choose against Ra, I think. And then the third map is preset. So we knew what the map was going into it. And going into this, I'm like, Mediterranean. Like, my Ra boat micro, just my boat micro in general, because my mechanics are bad, it's just awful. So I'm like, there's no way I'm going to win any sort of land map or water fight. Also here, this is a big moment. So I was sending my other Oracle over to scout for his dock. I actually, like 10 seconds before this, I'm like, dang, he might have a double dock. But I got this far, and I'm like, shoot, I don't see another dock. And then I just used it. And then right after, I'm like, I probably should have waited 5 seconds to make sure he didn't have another dock. And when I got about to here, I'm like, Because this gives him all of his resources back. Whereas if I don't deconstruct it, now he's got, what, 120 wood locked up in a dock that he didn't need. And so now that allows him to pump out boats right away. Whereas I wish I wouldn't have deconstructed it. I'm actually kind of surprised he's building another one right away. A little bit of an unusual, maybe, build order? Yeah, he needs a house. Does he get housed? No, he didn't. But yeah, I thought about it, and then I saw this one, and I almost had the entire water clear, and I'm like, he only has one dock. And then he ended up having two. But yeah, this second dock here, kind of surprised. Maybe that's normal against Kronos, but I don't know why he would build the second one right away. But yeah, so going into this game, and I'm like, dang, Medit, my Raz on Medit is not so good. My bolt micro is bad. His bolt micro is good. He didn't want me to deconstruct? I don't know. I don't think he... I don't know. Maybe you're just being silly. Yeah, I'm Kronos here. I think he wanted me to deconstruct it. I just don't know why he built it back. The other thing I did screw up is I had like 10, 12, 13 seconds of idle time in my town center, which I thought that was going to cost me because this Kronos 2 dock water push is all about the initial pressure. That's everything, is the initial pressure. And I thought that I was going to be screwed because I didn't think my deconstruct. I didn't think my deconstruct was good. And I slowed my advance time down by about 10 seconds. But I was saved. This is a big mistake for him, is where he built his houses. You do not want to build your houses forward against Kronos. And that's what I valued here. I think maybe he thought I would go after like the docks, but actually going after the docks kamikaze is how you lose in this situation. You need to do other stuff, whether it be sit on the gold mine or against Norse. The big thing is if you can house them. Like, I almost prevented him from getting this second boat out anyway. Like, I was just a second behind being able to get it. But yeah, these houses are not in a good spot. And this, I think... I mean, you can... In a long game, you can kind of narrow it down to a lot of things. But I think his house placement is what gave me the win here. Because look how absolutely screwed he is right now. He has no Ulfsark or Hersier on the map, and he's housed. So the only thing he can do at this point is convert villagers to Ulfs. And because I knew he was housed, I knew I could push in on water. And yeah, he had to convert a villager to Ulfsark over here. So, and it was all about the houses. All about the houses. So yeah, if he builds his houses back, he probably wins this game. You're right, Fenric. From me being housed, I know how much it sucks. I know how much it sucks. So I knew as soon as I saw these three houses here, and especially when I play Norse, I'm always housed. I'm like, shoot. Like, look at these houses here. I know that's what's going to work. Oh, by the way, thank you, Noob Tablet. So... then at this point, I mean, this is a clean water win then because of that housing. This Valk, though, really annoying. Like, this is the one bad thing about going forward is, like, I wanted to send an Oracle back, but they ended up all dying. So, that hurt, and then this hearse here came in. I just needed to finish this off.
Yao.
Like, I needed to make sure I won the water. But then I think I managed it. Yeah, he did not pay quite enough attention to his Valk. Alright. So I'm not super good about Greek. I mean, really the main thing is if you're not advancing to classical age by 5 minutes, you're advancing too slowly. So that might be your issue. And the one thing I was pretty happy about is I made like maybe one boat too many. Like this boat probably didn't need to be. But then my land eco is a little bit jacked up at this point, but I knew I had time. So at this point, I had a couple choices that I could make. I could go hard on land. Well, but I mean at average skill level. 5 minutes, you want to be up by 5 at the latest. 4:30 is probably better generally for Greek. But now that I've won water, my only worry at this point is losing to either A, a hard rush on land, or B, a late game Ragnarok. So I potentially could have like gone forward and been aggressive, but also he's running his, it's a lot of damage in on his units here. Like he ran quite a few raiding cavalry through. But like at this point, I was pretty, when I saw these raiding cavalry, I'm like, dang, I think he's rushing me. And I'm like, this could be the only, yeah, this could beat me. So I didn't want to be forward aggressive because I thought that being forward aggressive at this point in the game could potentially cost me. So I went into more of a slow game here where maybe I could have won faster if I went forward, but I felt like that had more risk than reward. And so I probably could have grabbed a town center sooner, but I was just worried that he would come and sit on like my gold mine with an army and then I'd be screwed. So I made an army first, which, yeah, I could have grabbed the town center a lot sooner than what I did, but I was just a little worried. But once I think I'm at full pop now, so now I'm like, well, you can't really beat me in a fight. So then I started grabbing my town centers. So I could have done it a little bit faster. I could have been a little bit more aggressive here. I just wanted to get my town centers without getting screwed out of grabbing them. I'm a little surprised that he didn't get his other town center now. Maybe he thought I'd be more aggressive. So he was scared about grabbing it. Maybe he thought he needed a frost first. So, because yeah, he's really scared. Just looking at the way he's building, he's super scared of a rush here. Ooh, ah, bless me. Ooh, ah, bless me again. But then I'm at 3 town center to his 2. And what am I? So I'm in a pretty good spot. I time shifted. But don't be afraid if you're Kronos. I don't know how it is on Extended Edition. But time shifting these bad boys is what? 100 wood, 75 gold? So it's actually cheaper if you need a tower somewhere to shift one of your starting ones over somewhere. And he's up Frost, and as soon as I saw Frost and realized he's only staying at 2 town centers, I'm like, this is going to be Rag. Oh, thank you, Noob Tablet. I knew at this point the only way I could lose is if he did a Rag. So I went forward up here just because I knew his Rag would come, and like I can't stop him from actually ragging. So I'm like, I want to build up here in a way where it's going to delay him long enough where I can get back. So that was kind of the reason why I didn't want to go raiding, because I was afraid if I went out of position, he'd all of a sudden use Rag, and now I'd have my army caught out. It was good to force Frost here. But yeah, so now I'm grabbing the town center. I think I'm starting to get building upgrades. Not quite yet. I'm a little slow on getting upgrades, like even my eco upgrades. And the one big thing I forgot, I did not get my second fish upgrade for a while. in the second age. And again, he's taking a lot of damage with units here. Now, I even got that pig. Yeah! So yeah, the Frost, I didn't really lose too much here. I'm able to move my boats. I saw these Vils coming forward, so I'm like, oh, the Ragnarok is probably coming. I don't know if he did this on purpose or it was an accident. Probably an accident. I thought he was going to rag then, so I was kind of happy to get a little bit of extra attack in on that. But then here I'm just trying to do as much damage to his army as I can. I probably should have just kept falling back with my army here. Or found... What I should have done here, one mistake I made, is I should have put a wall with a gate here so that I could have just ran through it and been safe. And he even frosted my boat. Because I lost quite a bit of units here that I probably didn't need to. But fighting on the water, next to the water too, is pretty decent. But yeah, imagine if I had a wall here, I could have just ran through, and that would have slowed down his attack quite a bit. And down here in the bottom, I put enough buildings here. I'm actually surprised that this didn't go down either. But yeah, he came through here with the forest fire, but I put a couple towers over here just to make sure that didn't get killed. And then, what kind of a Vil rag did he have anyway? He had a 63 Vil rag with not a lot of economy behind it. He killed a little more Vils than I thought. I did not think he would see these up here. I guess they're not super far away. Maybe I should have set them over there instead. But I was kind of hoping he wouldn't see that. But yeah, at this point, I took a little more damage than I wanted. But everything is defensive enough where I'm like, I know I can hold. And with his army over here, like, I knew he wasn't in a situation where he would be able to block me from gold on both sides of the map. So I was pretty confident here. He did end up building a dock or two. And yeah, he probably could have built some fishing ships, I suppose, at this point. But late game fishing ships aren't, I mean, they aren't super effective. Look at this stupid villager. Yeah, and I got my, let's see, I've got masons, fortified, and then upgraded towers as well. And then shifting some over here. So, like, you know, the only way he can beat me is if he gold starves. And he wasn't able to do that. But it was pretty close. I mean, even though I won the water pretty easily, the rag did more damage than I thought it would. And I think a lot of that was that I just took kind of a bad fight here. I mean, you're right. I did have boats shooting, which helped. I had the palace here as well. But I should have a wall to run through so that I can kind of slow him up even more and fight right around that wall. And then at this point, he's just so far behind in economy. Took me a little bit to kind of re-stabilize. But this was a good fight for me here. I mean, anytime I can kill units is good, so I think I killed a couple frost giants here. I used a chaos at one point against just a fire giant. Thought I would have won earlier. I don't think so. Here, but yeah, at this point. So, I like this too. The old Kronos time shift building block is really good. And people don't use it enough as Kronos. But his fire giant was way out of position here. So yeah, then I shift this building behind it to make sure I can kill it. Because fire giants... I mean, fire giants are tough to beat. But at this point I'm like, okay, the fire giant's down. He doesn't have much units. All I need to do is just wall this off. And then I can come up here and stop his town center. And then I'm good. And... yeah, that fire giant. A little bit confused. Oh man, you like this too? Yeah. He's shooting at this bear like, yeah, I'm not letting that ship go down. Oh man. And that's it. And that was the series against Shadowfaxx. He is a top 20 player. So Goes to show that even some noobs like me, with a little bit of strat, can win games and win series we ought not to win. So that is the moral of the story. Shadowfaxx, Shadow Smacks. Little bit. All right, so I'm top 19 player minimum. But yeah, Shadowfaxx, he was in Champions last season. And he ended up demoting, like just barely. Like he was right on the edge. And since the Champions League last year, the first season, he's done really well. Like he's won the vanilla tournament. He's done well in some of the other tournaments as well. So I feel like he's pretty good. And I feel like I'm pretty happy to beat him. I mean, sometimes stuff happens. In the end, this is only a game. But sometimes it's good. I need to play Kronos more often. Kronos is fun, you're right. The problem is most good players are able to react to the Kronos cheese. So I felt like it would be decent against him because he is he's originally a vanilla player, so I'm like, of the experts, I'm like, he probably is the one that's maybe the least used to playing Kronos. Not that he's bad at it, but I actually thought he'd go Zeus here. And if he went Zeus, I don't think I would be close to winning on this map. So I'm glad he went Norse. I thought there was a chance he went Norse, which is what I was hoping, but I thought he'd go Zeus. Either way, I didn't think Ra would do well for me here. So I went with Kronos. But anyway, I'm going to turn it off. This was on 5.0. Hopefully. Should have been. I think it was. Yeah, 5.0. Yep. So, yeah, he actually, like, his economy, pretty good. I didn't get the economical surge that I kind of expected. I was a little bit clumsy on the back end to do that, to get my eco. But in the end, it worked, and you can't argue. You can't argue with that. So let me find somebody to send you guys off to. I'm gonna head on out. Appreciate everybody who watched. Whether they watched me or Boyd, doesn't matter. It was good. Anyway, a couple new followers. Julio Santos, Thug Life. I know all about that life. Darillis68, Samfu Salty Stag, all followed, and Ron Paul did as well. And I think Aqua Enrique. So yeah, let me find somebody to send you guys to. Maybe old John Arbiter is streaming, and I'll send you guys over there. I saw him briefly in the chat. Nope. Oh, there's some chick, and it's her birthday stream. You guys go there and hit on her. So send you guys over there. She says it's her birthday. It has to be true. So all right, appreciate all of y'all. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, it's funny. So have a good one, guys. I'll catch you next week for another fine performance. Maybe. Oh, I love this picture.